Hello. Oops. All right. Maybe we'll get back started again. So, when I left off before, I was playing with this like SQL select business that felt pretty good. But knife from it's a little hacky. Things are not perfect. I found this bug in terms of like ints that were returned. I wonder if I can try to test this. Wait, if I just like hard code like I'm selecting 1 as some int here, like, I wonder if I can do this like some int equals 1. I don't know. Seems like maybe I'll just like play around with this a bit and see if I can reappear the bug easily. Oh man, but it worked. Oh no, I didn't test the sum int. Yep, I failed. Selecting 1 maps to that number. Is that number special? That number doesn't seem very special. What if I make it like 0? Just see like what is 0 even mapping to here? That number's not even like similar. These are radically different numbers. What? There's just a bug. This is just a bug. Or like these numbers are off by a lot. Yeah, like it's not even a I don't know. So numbers don't seem to work when I run this select pattern at compile time. Oh, I suppose like how would any actual developer expect to have a connection to a database and stuff? At compile time, you know? Uh-oh, the dog wants to play fetch. There might be some interruptions of this stream. Okay. Well, I think I'm not going to worry about... I guess I could... So, like, my two options here are either, like, dig deeper into... man, it is noisy over here. I could dig deeper into what is happening with these ints at compile time. But I feel like I just want to drop it. I'll leave the test that works on strings. That seems pretty cool. And I will, yeah, be happy that the ints appear to work correctly at runtime. I feel pretty comfortable saying like, well, like leave this for future work. Seems like SQL is don't work correctly at compile time, but are fine at runtime. All right, because like I don't know, I feel like this. The reason that I'm even like messing with the database connection at compile time is just to run this test, which is like important, but like I bet at some point I'm going to need to get more clever with that database stuff anyway. If I want to do proper testing for this, I'll probably need to like inject fixture data into the database and specify test schema, because currently it's against a super fragile artifact that I just like hacked some SQL into a container somewhere. Right, like I just have like a very manual, immutable test database right now. Once I start, like if this library ever has to support like SQL mutations and stuff, I bet I'll either have to just like edit a lot more about this, most likely. I never even considered. It's interesting. I wonder like how this language handles like right. I'm jumping into module here, which depends on like this like PQ connect business, which I think is all like externs, right? Like this has got to all be like, yeah, like it's all like foreign. It's all in libpq. I wonder if that's all like built and it just gets like linked in early on in the compilation steps so that we can access it at all. And like if so, that it's easy to imagine that being sort of error prone. Or like it gets linked with like the wrong like endianness or something, and so things get kind of funny. I'm happy to not worry about it, and like as I learn more, maybe I'll have enough that I could like you know, produce a bug, repro it, and ship it out to send it to the mailing list. This is like a predictable kind of bug that would come up in this case. Great. Okay. So I don't know what's next. We got. I feel like now that we can like define the selects that we care about and like get them in this like nice typed way, which I think this feels like very good. I'm about ready to start thinking about like wheres. I think like from just being a table is kind of neat, and I think like wheres are the next thing that I want to play with. I wonder, like, it's very compelling to me that like at some point, well, so like one of my sources of inspiration is Ecto. And Ecto queries do this interesting thing where, like, you can start out with a sort of a root scoped query, say like from you and user, and you can configure like stuff you cared about that user. But then once you build this first query, you can like add more to it, and you could add selects or you could add more wheres, and it just like chains all these things together. And this is like a very like FP approach to it, where all these things evaluate just something like an S expression, and you get this giant tree of like syntax of like froms nested within other froms. But I bet we could get some like cool compositional stuff with like, I guess what I'm feeling like is that sometime soon this SQL execute is gonna want like maybe all of this stuff that we're gonna pass into an execute call to be like encapsulated in some data structure. And like I was thinking about that a little bit before. So like in here, I have this like concept of a query, which is composed of a select and a from and a where, and like we probably need support for more SQL syntax, right? Like SQL syntax includes like groups, group by, and having, and I don't know, maybe even like partitions and window functions and stuff. Like I don't know how much of that we're going to need to support in here, but certainly thinking about where sounds pretty good. Maybe I'll start with just like a where in here. And I wonder, there's like a connection between, there's usually a connection between where and args. And like sometimes, like some relational algebras really care about this symbol being mapped to some from as well. I wonder like how much of that is actually valuable and how much of that is sort of like academic and unhelpful. I think I might just start without much. I think the reason that you end up needing, for example, an abstract representation that this age is attached to this U and not this hard-coded users is if you're like joining and rejoining on the same tables over and over in a way that you don't want to have to think about naming them and stuff. Man, I don't know. That sounds like useful sometimes, but like the edge cases where that comes up seem pretty rare. I don't know. I wonder if you can like subselect. Like, if I just want to do like select star from users where IDs in selects like ID from users limit 1. Like I just want like, yeah, like it's fine. Like I think in SQL, like this users will overwrite the outside users. And if I was trying to like rewrite this in a clever way, you know, I'd probably write my selects in a different way, right? If I wanted to call this like users like inner users, and call this like inner users.id, right? Like I get the same behavior. And I feel like the times when I'd be writing this out in a way that would not need to care about the external scope, it's very hard to imagine. So I think I'm not going to worry about, like, while this is pretty cute, I think I'm not going to worry about that. I think I'm going to like leave that to be a concern of the programmer. Yeah, let's just play with where. I wonder if like where and args are like coupled or not. Okay, so we have a select, and a select is this like typed thing, and the type is like pretty valuable for. Let me get back to like user. These like selection structures seem pretty important because like in JLand we need to know about the types, which only exist in SQL. And it seems like maybe there's like a default one of these where like name and expression line up. I wonder, I doubt that you can do this, but I wonder if it can say that like a select, a SQL selection, like can this like default to like is that valid syntax? Nope. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah. Although I could say, I don't know, what would I want to say here? I don't know. Like if this is the empty string, then make it match name. That seems like future me can figure that out. I feel like a more verbose syntax getting less verbose is much easier than going the other way around. But let's talk wheres. So like, I don't know, how do I want to consume this? Like, this SQL execute looks pretty nice, except for the fact that I feel like we'd want to like decouple this chunk out. So it's easy to say just like to start, like we could easily say SQL execute gets a SQL where and args any and then we just throw in from where SQL from SQL where, and like this gets us like almost all the way there. We like execute with these args, and then I need to do the same thing in to-dos repo. Yeah, does this compile? Nope. Man, it is noisy today. What blew up? Procedure call is missing. Oh, where am I? 33 in SQL.j. Oh yeah, I need a where here, right? Interesting. Does that work? And that's it. Okay, so where expression is gonna be if SQL where, is there like a, what have I got to mess with strings? What have I got? What have I got? Is this it? I don't know, string to int, no. What do I want? I guess I could just do like dot count. Just say like if count is 0. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I want to figure out if this dot count equals 0, then that else SQL. Yeah, okay. So the where expression is going to be that, and I can cut this and just throw in the where expression. Cool. Forget a semicolon? No. Do I need a then? What? Where am I? Close per unexpected. What? Okay, whatever. Huh? Okay. Uh-oh. Well, that's wrong. Select ID created out, updated out email from users, and there's no where expression at all? How'd that happen? Shouldn't where expression be like greedy and grab this before the varargs? Is this a thing where like if there's a default value and varargs at the end, you gotta make it more clear? Alright, I'm just gonna say args is no longer varargs. Args is now an actual array. I think that'll help. Okay, cool. And this needs to be in brackets. And this needs to be in brackets. What? But SQL WHERE is in here. Oh, did I forget to build? Whoops. Yeah, I forgot about this. This has to be like an any dot. This also has to be an any dot, doesn't it? That might suck. This also needs to be an any dot. Huh? Array literals are hard, huh? Okay. Does this work? This feels pretty bad. Just gotta figure out how this language works. Always get that wrong. Just gotta declare the type, not assign it. Okay, okay, okay. Where ID equals $1 is the where expression. Great. Did I just like not? Oh my god. Where? Love it. Just debugging away. Okay, this is working. Things are working. We're getting somewhere. A noisy block. Okay, cool. We can cut out some of these prints. I think I can go back to these being varargs and stuff because I figured out what the problem was. Hey. Cool. My finders work with a where string. Okay. It's like, now what? It's already clearly getting to the point where, like, having some kind of like a SQL expression is like probably a good idea, you know? And maybe a SQL expression is made up of a select and a from and a where. And that seems reasonable. And then the select probably is like pretty locked down and needs to be this thing. But the from, that could easily be one of a number of things, right? Like it could be another SQL expression, or it could be like a string that represents a table or a view or something. And then the where, man, that's maybe like a syntax tree, right? Because like it's probably got some SQL expressions, and they're probably connected with either ands or ors. Let alone grouping, let alone joins. Is join a part of a from? Joins may be part of a from, yeah. Yeah, okay. So let's like start thinking about this a bit. So let's call like SQL expression. It's gonna be a struct, and I guess it has to be like polymorphic on like the select type. Maybe not. That seems like maybe I'm going too far. So SQL select is like a type, and like maybe we need like type checking on this, like a modify to like protect some behavior there. Because type is really loose at compile time. And like SQL select in particular, the thing that gets returned from that is like extremely loose. Okay, and we have like a, maybe we'll just call this one select. We call this from, and for now this is just string. We got where, which for now is just string. And we have like args? Is that right? That feels rough to me, but maybe that's about right. And then like SQL execute with an expression is going to do yeah, it's going to do this business, right? So call it using expression, and I'll copy all this in to here, and maybe in here I'll just call this like this like parameterized version. I can say is now just going to be SQL execute with SQL expression dot select is equal to select, and SQL like from is equal to SQL from yeah, okay. Return that. Delete all this. Okay, and then now like cool. Great. So we always have a select, we're always gonna have a from. Where is optional? Maybe this makes more sense than like a string builder. And you know what? I think I want like SQL expression to string. And at this point, I do feel like these things want to be pointers, yeah? It's a lot of copying otherwise. This feels pretty good. This feels pretty good. Okay, so string builder. And what I need to do, defer free buffers on the string builder. Okay, so I want to like, what's the syntax for this again? It's a print to builder. Print to builder, select, bam. And what's the bam is SQL expression, print to builder. I think I like trailing spaces in this case. From bang with the from print to builder string. Okay, and this is where we get interesting. It's like if where dot count is greater than 0, then we print something. Yeah, and then like if args dot count is greater than 0, we also do something. Oh no, we don't worry about that yet. Okay, so we just have a string now, yeah? Return builder to string builder. Yeah, okay. This seems like it might work. Select from where, that's all we got. Cool. Okay, and then select execute is really just going to do, like it'll just say, we can like forget about all this. This is all covered now. If we've connected, return, yeah, empty array. Oh yeah, okay, I still need using here probably. And this is going to be lowercase select. This is going to now be execute connection. And the type is still select. This is now going to be this is going to be SQL expression to string on expression. And I'm going to sneak the expression string in here, and then args, which I got already. And then this is the lowercase s, otherwise results true. Okay, I think it seems like life is good, yeah? Yeah? I wonder if the using from this is going to make it all the way to here. I think we'll find out. syntax. Sting. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Non-constant. Alright, so now this is gonna get weird. These are all gonna have to be like constant compile time things, huh? Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of that using, because I don't know how using and the $sign play nicely together, but this is gonna be expression.select. This is gonna be expression.select. That's just expression. This is gonna be expression.args. Expression.select bracket bracket. Alright, alright, alright. This has gotta be polymorphic on select type. Nope. Uh-huh. I don't even know how to express this. This is like a big failure. Okay. SQL.j 35 here. Take a pointer to that. I can't perform a unary option on a struct array literal. Great. Okay. Cool. That does make sense. Huh? Oh. Huh? Second is matter of struct literal that did not specify its type. So now we don't know its type. So gotta go like this. This declaration is bounded with struct literal that did not specify its type. Yes, it did. I wonder if this works. I don't know. I'm just taking a shot in the dark kind of right now. Decorations must use identifiers. Back to this one, which I didn't understand in the first place. Alright, I'll be more clear about this maybe. Okay, maybe I won't mess around with that. That's not gonna work. Okay, so I think this whole thing isn't gonna be bakeable. Yeah, okay. I think I'm running into a problem now, which I was sort of anticipating, that it's gonna be hard to like draw a line in the sand between stuff that we can bake in advance, which like selects, it feels like really want to be baked in advance, so that we can have like type information about what we're pulling out of the database, versus like wheres, which are going to be by definition like parameterized. And those parameters, like, we certainly can't bake in advance, right? So like that can't go in here. It's always going to have to be like some expression and then like some args separately, which is a bummer, because I was hoping that like my favorite way to do like active record business is being able to do like where, like, I don't know, you like ID created at dot, like, I don't know, like I don't know, like something like this is usually really valuable, being able to like chain these things together. And it means then that like if we ever compose a structure like this isn't gonna, like, we're gonna need like two parallel data structures that we pass around all over the place about this, like the static part, which is like effectively like this much, and then the arguments part, which is just like this much. And we're gonna need to like keep those separately synchronized all the time. But maybe let's just go for it. Pull out args. This is being like a SQL, I don't know, it's almost like a prepared statement now. But alright, so we got this. We have some SQL expression in here. Execute has an expression which is baked, and args which is not. And then that gets out of there. Point it to the SQL expression. Oh, I think I killed that. And args. Yeah, and get this out. Okay, what does this look like now? Great. Any bracket really wants to be bracket any. Uh-oh. Dog time. Charlie, touch. 8. Good dog. Down. Good dog. Alright, 2-minute break while I get a reward for the dog. That was quick. It was less than 2 minutes. Alright, I had a compiler error. This is like probably illegible, isn't it? Alright. I wonder if I can unbake this now. Can I do like this now? Does this work? Probably not, yeah. Yeah. Does this help? I doubt it. Alright, let's go back to this. This seems like it could work again now. And then here, capital S select. This I need to be capital S. This needs to be capital S. Where am I? Right, I'm back to this. So this needs to be... Still concerned about this part. Interesting. Hey, we did it. I'm surprised that like multiple return values don't propagate this way. I don't know what that's about. Looks like someone else has already asked this question in the Discord. Yeah, this is back in April. Well, I'm just going to leave it at that for now, and let's get back to this. Okay, undeclared identifier expression string. Cool. Great. SQL expression to string. Yes. Does this work? Okay, okay. This needs to be a string. Errors. Great. I feel like I'm getting somewhere here. Okay, cool. What did I get wrong? Okay, line 56. Select users. Okay. Oh, I wonder if I can inline this now. Nope. this now? Nope. That all makes sense. Okay. So what did we land on? It's just from nothing. How did the from not get here? Let me print expression from and a new line. Right. Expressions empty string, empty string. Well, that's wrong. SQL from SQL expression. Like, where are we losing from? What? It's like SQL from is set, but then we like lose it? Oh, I bet the syntax just like doesn't do what I want it to do. Do I need that to be an equal sign? Nope, that's no good. Okay, maybe I'll do just like this. Yeah, okay, I'll just like, I'm trying to be too clever here. Uh-oh. Procedure call did not match any of the possible overloads. SQL line 40. Huh? Uh-huh. What? Isn't this bakeable? Oh, dang. Okay, it's like this has to be baked and this has to be baked. Shouldn't this be bakeable? Do I need to throw some runs in here? This feels like it probably won't work. That can't work, right? There's no way. Yeah, that's wrong. Too many return values. Yeah, no way. No way. This can't be made into a literal, can it? So maybe I can't maybe my takeaway here is that trying to bundle these things into a cute little struct that knows the type and everything is kind of a bad choice. Although, like, I was really hoping that I could, like, get, like, a bundled up thing. Okay, I think this has been an interesting investigation that is actually a bad idea. But I do like this part. So here, we really want, like, select is going to be a type. I don't know, let's just, like, not even give them types yet. We have a select and a from and a where, which is empty string. Yeah. And that from and where. Cool. Oh, I think this is like a colon, yeah? I think that's syntax. Okay. And that seems fine. And then here. So expression doesn't exist anymore. Really want to pull this back out. Or, yeah, pull this back into here. We got a select. We need a SQL from. We need a SQL where. Args. Okay, we've got the connection. We want that as no longer expression, but is select SQL from SQL where. Yeah. I wonder if we can do like fewer types in general. Uh-huh. 9.3? What do you need from me? What are you worried about here? Yep. What am I doing here? I still have some references to expression. SQL expression to string is type. Non-constant. I don't know. Why not, huh? SQL from. Okay, we're back on track. Things are working. It wasn't the most fruitful, but we broke apart our select from where and like this munging into this. And I wonder if our generated strings like have anything cool in them now. Not exactly. Part of me was hoping it's like one thing that would be a neat like outcome of this that I was thinking about before is that like as a product engineer, as like a generally product engineer, I really love like an expressive query building syntax that lets me say things like this and string things together. But as someone who's had to interface with like platform engineering types, they often like this is going to like yield some like SQL that looks like select like star from users, where created as greater than $1 and name is not null, with like some param in here. And like this pattern, this like query is super important to like platform engineers to be able to audit database systems and like understand what's going on with them. And it would be kind of neat. Like part of me wonders if Like, we're obviously generating like little bits of SQL, yeah. But this is just like what we're selecting. It'd be like pretty sweet if one consequence of this would be that like this like builder business. Like we might want to do like expression string gets run that, you know, and say like from and where also must be constants. I don't know. Is there any chance that that just like works? Oh, whoa, it kind of does. Now what do we see? Nothing, because nothing was like inserted. I don't know, this is bananas, but let's try this. We get insert, return, sprint. Right? Parse declaration. Oh yeah, this needs to be in quotes, right? Like, I don't know why we'd like write it this way to start with, but it does mean that like this is kind of cool, huh? This is awesome. Like we can like generate that artifact. I love it. I love it. And like it's guaranteed that this is like the literal SQL that's going to be. Let me make sure this actually like runs. Yeah, like that's like the actual SQL that was evaluated and inserted and run. Yeah. That's cool. So like if we did want to like generate an artifact that was like all of the sort of like accessible SQL that this program could ever issue. Obviously this proliferation of like pre-computed SQL things is like out of control, but pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. I'm not gonna do that right now because I think if we really wanted this for real, we probably wouldn't even like do it this way. But like there's probably like a better way to like add like a build step that's gonna that like logs that like right like in here we could like write this out to a file or something, right? Like we probably don't want to be like digging inside of added strings. Right, I did it like this, didn't I? Yeah. But I think I'm gonna pull that out anyway and get rid of this. Get rid of this. I don't think that like wrapping that in a hash run is like helping us. And everything works like this. Cool. All right. Oh man, have I been checking in my binary? Alright, get JRecord out of there. We don't want that binary checked in. We just pulled out the where. Pulled out the where. Broke out the string munging. Added a comment. Alright. So taking a text messaging break. Okay, so obviously this where just being a string is kind of a bummer. So let's like maybe think of like a test to write, like a use case that we want to pursue. Because like the main is really just doing finds. And I don't know if like the right place to start is either like from is a bummer or where is a bummer. But I guess like what do I care about here? Like so also like the maybe I'll play around with like making the repo abstraction a little bit cleaner. That seems neat. I don't think we were using pool anywhere. Yeah, this is just what gives us the connection. Let's say like a table repo is going to be what's going to take here. So we have like a column struct, which is going to be I don't know, t. It's kind of like a name. That seems like the best that we could do, probably. We'll just give it like a name and a type. Yeah, name is going to be a string, type is going to be a type. I wonder if we're going to need that to be baked in more. But like, I don't know, this is all like in like pound runs. I don't know how that all plays together. Okay, but so table repo is going to take some column list. And what are we going to return? We probably want to return like this deal. Cool. So let's say like ID column. It's going to be a column, like a pointer to a column. Yeah, that makes sense. And 4 columns. If column it.name is ID, ID column gets it, assert like ID column is not null. You can fix that later. This assert is maybe kind of boring. Whatever. It seems worth it to not do like a null pointer. Okay, so ID is now going to be of type ID column dot type, which I think that this is already like going to break and is already going to be in need of some generic business. But let's figure it out. It's going to return a pointer to type right. Yeah, so this is already going to need to be like baked. Let's see how we do this. Okay, so the select, I don't know, is that what we want to call it? Table select is going to be a SQL select on SQL selection, right? Yeah, okay, so we need to build up the SQL selections. It's going to be a SQL selection array of columns that count. And then, cool. Let's make it just one loop. Why not? That seems nice. Traverse the columns one time. SQL selections at index it index is going to equal okay, name gets it.name, SQL selections at it index dot type gets it dot type, selections dot expression is also a dot name because we're just selecting the columns. Okay. And now we can do our select is SQL select of SQL selections. Man, I have zero faith that any of this is gonna work. I think we're gonna need like constants and like baking locked all the way up and a whole bunch of hash runs. But let's see. Okay, so find is now gonna do like records SQL execute. I'll just like copy this in. This is going to be select. This is going to be, we need some kind of a table name. Maybe table name comes first. Maybe columns want to be vargs. That seems nicer. Okay. Where the ID is equal to something if not SQL executes success, if records can equal 0, otherwise return a pointer to record 0. Okay, this seems reasonable. So we'll do this and we'll say this is run table repo on users and a bunch of columns now. We need a column dot name equals ID, type equals int, one for created at, one for updated at, one for email. And I'm sure this fails. Yo. Oh yeah, okay, this needs to be... Yeah, okay, this is like for sure gonna fall apart. And, but where exactly? And how many builds do we need? Okay, so table name and columns certainly need to be baked. I bet that like this is gonna be rough. Maybe that'll work. Is that enough? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. 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 I don't know, does this work? Brutal. think I can like. It's interesting the way that this language makes you like draw function boundaries and like the difference between like in like high level programming languages land that I'm used to. Like you can just like there's like no distinction between things that you pass as like function parameters or like tuples that you reference in code or like structs or arrays. They're all kind of like indistinguishable. And it's pretty interesting how in this language that is not at all true. And maybe that's because it's a systems language, so you just like lack the like the compiler or interpreter won't just like figure that out for you. But all right, I think what I want to do here is to say for columns, get rid of this. If the name is ID, then return a.type. That seems pretty safe. And the type being returned is like certainly a constant now. And then I can say ID type is find ID column type of columns. Is that gonna work? Oh. I think this no longer needs to be a pointer. Cool. Great. And then I need to say like here, like table repo select for this is going to return a type as well. And I think that here I can also iterate. Is this gonna work? Wait, this isn't quite it. This wants to be columns. This looks like remarkably similar to what I had before. I bet this doesn't work. But let's try. Okay, so we're going to return a SQL select on SQL selections. Yeah, I figured. This isn't going to work anymore. Yeah, for sure. Non-constant expression. Isn't the count gonna be constant? I mean, I guess not. But like, if this is baked, not a bakeable literal. Okay, I think I'm over this. This feels like a swing and a miss already. And I think I want to say User isn't just like a SQL select, but maybe it's like a SQL table. I don't know what I want. I'll pull that out. Yeah. And say it's a table repo of these things. So table repo takes some table name and some SQL selections. And I think I now play this with SQL selections. And I do this. That seems fine. Get that out of here. Now, this is no longer a column, but if the name is ID, return the type. I'll pluck the ID type out of it. We've got the SQL select here. And I don't know, maybe this works. Let's see. Great, okay. Now we can say this is going to return something. What did it used to return? Does, I guess it just said it returned a type. Type is weirdly just like a bag of static data. Unreachable. No ID column. Found in table. Alright, I don't know what bang assert does, but obviously it doesn't do that. Cool. Oh, neat. Okay. Turns a pointer to the select type and a success boolean. Hey! Whew! We're working again. Okay, maybe I'll just call this Repo. I kind of like this. Do I need like to run it? Yeah, run repo on to-dos and that. Get out of here. Build it again. Uh-oh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right. Okay, we got something. Okay, so we are making repo work with SQL selections. Okay, we got something. We got something. I think I want to play with wheres. Crunch, crunch, crunch. how do I want to play with wheres? I don't know. What did I think was going to happen in here? I feel like save this as like brainstorms, but get it out of here. Throw it in here. Get it out of there. So, okay, maybe like a starting point here is like I want to figure out a way to express like I don't know, recent users scope. Yeah. Seems like something I'd want to do, which means like users, maybe like recent to-dos is like even better. That seems like more. Where I want to be able to like express like select star from to-dos where, I don't know, created at is greater than like some time. Like 3 days ago. Or like 1 week ago maybe. That sounds pretty good, right? So like recent to-dos, like to-dos created in the last week. We know that we have this created at. We know that it's of type time t. We'd like to be able to join somewhere, and so like this is going to need to boil down to something like created at is greater than some placeholder with a param of like 1 week ago. And like we talked about earlier, like this is going to get baked into the binary, and this is not, and that's probably a good thing. Although there might be cases where we would want this to be, like if it's like constant data. But it's easy to imagine that like this might be a parameter that comes in from the user, just like how recent, like filter to the last month or the last week or the last day. So it probably makes sense for that to be unbaked. Yep. I mean, especially because it's like it's almost certainly the case that like we'll want to support this, which boils down to ID equals question mark with some like ID baked in. And this is already like a part of the find procedure in a repo. So certainly don't want to bake this in. Want the option of not baking this in. Probably want to have the option of baking this in too if that's what we really want, but cross the bridge when we come to it. So what are we thinking for that? You know, a repo's find method now doesn't execute and just like sneaks this string in here. But like, man, I don't know. It's also easy to imagine that things get like arbitrarily complex here, where like maybe we want to know something where like is like we want to know to-dos created between a month ago up to yesterday, and they're like mine, so like my user ID matches, which means that like I don't know, maybe like this is like one sort of like logical unit of scope that we'd implement, and this is like another, which means that we have like one where, which is going to be the first one, and a separate where is going to be the second one, and we'd like to somehow chain them together. Like in Rails, you probably do this like to do dot where, or like right, like created between dot with user me or something, and like me is like, you know. Or maybe you'd even say just like where user ID is 1. So like chainability seems really valuable, but what I'm wondering about is like how are we going to support like different numbers of arguments spread across like arbitrarily deeply scoped chained wheres? Also, like what if we like get to like or? Or like it's easy to imagine some syntax here that looks like an array add or something, right? Where like composing many wheres is really just going to like push things onto an array, or like I don't know, even like copy things onto an array. The structure we want might be more of a linked list than an array. Although I think for things to work easily at like compile bake time, we probably need things to be concatenated as we go. That's probably good. I think this all seems like manageable. I don't know. So one thing that I was hoping that we would benefit from if we did have some like SQL expression type. First of all, I think I want to rename this to toString. And just like call it that. I don't think we need to like, I think the polymorphizing is like, we're good. We're good like this. Right, like it's ambiguous to me how you would like chain wheres together, you know? Let me just like try something and see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, let's go for it. Okay, so let's say I've got a, I don't know, where, let's say like created since, I don't know, to-dos created since is going to be something. And what is that something going to be? Is this like a procedure that like mutates some other set of wheres? I don't think so. Is it like a type with like a baked string in it that represents its SQL? That's kind of how selects work. I think it's like a reasonable pattern to try. So let's say over here we can say that like a where is going to be a struct on some like I don't even know SQL expression. Where like I don't know, maybe this is just like present already. And then we have like args of types. I don't know, this is probably like some like n for like args count. I don't know, does that right? Like args. But like args are any. Does this make any sense? I don't know if this makes any sense. Okay, but we'll say that to-dos created since is going to be a SQL where of SQL expression equals created at is like greater than some question mark, and args count is 1. Yeah. Let's just try that. That's like a type. Let's say like, okay. And I don't know. Ugh. So now a SQL WHERE is either going to be just like a string or like, what is it, like an array of strings, or maybe even like a, oh god, this is going to be very complex potentially. Alright, so I'll like fork this. I'll just create like a new version of SQL execute with experimental, with wheres. Alright, so SQL wheres. Can we do? I don't even know if this language has like support for some parts of what I would hope for here. Like I think if I reduce the SQL wheres to like an any type, then all the language gives us access to is like they won't be statically bound in a way that we could like inspect these things at compile time and pull them out. You know? How would I even consume this? So it's like, I don't know. SQL execute with wheres, and it would be like the select type is gonna be, maybe we want this too. Give it, like export this select type. That seems useful. So we'll pull to-dos repo dot select out, which that's known at compile time. And then the from is still the table name. Maybe I'll like enhance this with that too. It seems like it can't hurt. And then we got some wheres. And I don't know, I feel like I feel like it's gonna be SQL where it would be like to-dos created since dot and then what even goes here? It's like any dot bracket and like a time t. We don't have like good things to work with times, so let's try that for now. Is this it? Like, I don't think there's like a... I don't know about this. Right, I don't know, maybe I do like a scope, whatever, I'll get there when I get there. Okay, how could this possibly work now? So we have a select type, we have a string of the from, and then here we're gonna have like wheres, yeah? But these are gonna need to be like we need to know like the SQL expression and args count of each statically. Do we just like know that? I bet this is gonna be impossible to express how I want to. I don't know, let's see. It sure seems like this wants to be baked, but we can get there when we get there. Okay, so awesome. I can fork this too and call it here. Where's is gonna be a bracket of SQL where. Great. Okay, so now for each where, I want. Yeah, this is gonna be grim. SQL expression, type of it. Is that something that could help me here? And then like if it index less than where's that count -1, then print to builder, string builder, like an and. Yeah? There's no way. There's no way this works. I'm about to be wrestling with static types for a long time. But let's see, right? Okay, so we got a SQL where in here, and we use todo's repo.select, todo's repo.table name, and todo's created after, which is a where with an expression and an args count of 1, and we gave it this one arg. I bet there's no way that this works. Let's see. But like, how and where does it fall apart? Missing parentheses, always. Okay. Attempt to use non-literal element inside an array. Literal at index 0. Cool. Right, okay, so obviously this is weird. This isn't gonna, like, work. I think I need to throw this into main. And let's say, like, to-do's success is gonna be this. And then a success. Oh, man. Right. Okay, this is still not working. So here, created, let's say args is going to be yep. Really? values must be constant. Okay. This is harder. Oh boy. That got interesting. Hey. I'm not gonna worry about that memory leak for now. Alright, SQL WHERE 42. Yes. .44 args. This isn't here. Oh man, yeah, okay. I need to grab the args from the wheres. Okay. So I gotta collect up the args so I can pass them in down there. So for each where, I need for arg in where.args, I need array add args arg. Is that right? This feels necessary. This feels like important, right? This seems like a memory leak, but this might be like like freeing from the stack. Do I need to reset instead of free here? I probably want to reset. Alright. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, what? No part of me thought that was going to happen. This is bananas. Wow. Okay, all I have to do is like substitute the question marks for like a $sign. There's no way this works. This could not possibly. Okay, can I just like sneak in, I don't know, like always using single quotes when I need to be using double quotes. Oh. Okay, can I like cast that as timestamp without time zone? I don't know. I'm kind of like grasping at straws here. Oh right, yeah. Okay, let me mess around with the. I know what I gotta do. There's no implicit cast, so I'll sneak this string in and add the cast to the scope consuming it. Or maybe that's good enough. Yep, okay. Can I like cast as timestamp? How do you cast in Postgres? Oh man. The worst part of the internet. Is the part of the internet that tries to explain how SQL works. Oh my gosh. I've got a scope. How did that possibly work? No part of me thought this was going to happen. Not a single one. What's wild is that, like, I don't know how clever I want to get, but I could use a modify directive and derive args count from, like, this. And, like, generate struct bodies for this, too. And, like, could even have, like, named parameters, potentially. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I can't believe this works at all. Okay, clear that out of there. Let me add another... Okay, so I think I need like a string replacement thing. I don't know. I don't think there's like a replace. Well, like these libraries are pretty minimal, like for good reason. Like they look at individual characters. I can copy. Yeah, like it's just like not about like regular expression replace or anything. Yeah, okay. So that's fine. I think I want that to be a question mark though. And I think I want in here to keep track of all of the placeholders I've encountered and like attach indices to them. Yep, that's what I think I should do. So let's say like current placeholder index is a 1. Like that's probably like next. Next placeholder index is 1. Okay, so if I get a where, I think I want to like split it on the question mark. Yeah, there's like a string.split happening here. Man, I don't know. For character in it. Does that work? Can you just like iterate over things this way? Maybe I'll add like a quick little thing to main and say for hello print yeah, you can't do that. For it's not an array or struct. Or can I say like for like hello.data? Nope. That's just like a pointer. Or just like a 2char array, 2array. I'm surprised there's no like string array conversion. Can I do like for like 0 dot dot like I don't know. Got it. Okay, cool. I got characters. Great. How do I represent a character in this language? Pound char with a string with a single character. Okay, so the placeholder is that. Okay, so for each where, for like a character index in 0 to it.sql expression.count -1. So if a character is going to be equal to it.sql expression bracket it character equals placeholder, then we grab the next placeholder index, we're going to increment it by 1, we're going to continue. Cool, so print to builder, string builder, $, next placeholder index, and next placeholder index gets incremented. Great, else we just print the character. And is that gonna like work? Can I like toString it? Yeah. That seems like it'll help. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, great. This is probably wrong. To upper two lowers offers it any advance. String to int, eat spaces. This is probably not what I want, but let's see what happens. Let me print like toString with wheres. Just like pop that out. Yeah. Okay, cool. This might work. This might work. It's like a maybe. Feeling very maybe-ish about it. No good. It.SQL expression it. It'll never work. Where and where's. It here should be where.SQL expression. It here should be character index. What else do I use it? Oh, and I don't want this. And I do probably want to add an open paren. And close paren. Like real character by character business. I would never write any code this way in Ruby at all. What? I don't have an it. Yep. Okay, this one's be the where. declaration claims to be constant, but is not. That's fine. Oh, this is a pretty weird error. Yep, okay, I think it's, I'm gonna just pull this out. Oh yeah, that got super weird. Look at all these dollar signs. How do I get this to like a, it's like the right thing? Man, I don't know. Oh, I'll just like make a tiny string. No. Dang it. How do I do this? How do I like format a single character? Why is this hard? This is absolutely a terrible way to do it. But I think it'll work. Seg fault. All right. Oh man. Yeah, I can't write there, can I? Okay. String with wheres. Select ID is ID, user ID is user ID, description is description, completed at, etc. Created at, updated at, from, to use, where, created as greater than cast, $1 as timestamp. Okay, and can I just like chain a couple of these? Let's like create like a second one of these, huh? So this is like after 0501. Maybe even like a third one of these. Say, oops. Say, after June 1st. I got there. Okay, choose created after. And then 2, and then 3. What do we get? What do we get? Oh boy. Hey, yeah! Select ID is ID, etc. Where created is greater than $1, created is greater than $2, created is greater than $3. This kind of works. I thought this was going to be way harder. Okay, okay. Where do we sneak in these args? I feel like I want to like do like a print execute percent with args percent expression string args. It is wild to me that this works at all. I need a new line at the end of this to make this legible. Execute this with args. Those are sort of inscrutable. Oh, those are just like strings. Yeah, it's like a type pointer. This is astonishing to me. I cannot believe that this worked. Okay. So let's, it seems like this kind of works. Let's take a couple steps back here. So what do we do? Here, we're still hacking in this ugly where. So I think what we want to do is like define a like a scope, right? Like a with ID scope. You know? And like how do we use a where on to-dos? You just call it to-dos created after as a SQL where. Oh my gosh, this is about to I'm about to lose my mind. ID equals question mark. Args count equals 1. Alright, so we have like with ID. And then we just want to say like with a with ID. Yeah, this is like still slightly less than ideal, but let's just call it ID scope is a with ID. And then how do we like consume this one? It was like a little ugly. Yeah, I gotta like mutate args.0. Gross. I think we can metaprogram our way out of that. .arg0 equals ID. This could be incredible. Okay. Where else am I calling SQL execute? Just here. Alright, so then I think I can just rename this to SQL like regular SQL execute. Comment this out. Yeah. Glue it all together. I think that this is no longer used either. Okay, this will I'll be over the moon if this works. Okay, warning. Yeah, okay. Let me look at line 19 in repo, because this like find ID column type like should blow up harder. Well, especially because this is in like a bang run directive. Can I say like this? And can I say like I don't know. Does this work? I'm like sick of that first warning. Yeah, there's no way to do that. I don't know. Will that like fix the warning? Compile time insertion failed. I see. This failed. I'm gonna live with that warning a bit longer. What else is going on here? Oh man, there's like a party happening outside. Does that work? That kind of works. Kind of works. Okay, cool. So now this one SQL execute in SQL.j is no good. Oh, right. Hmm? What am I looking at here? What am I looking at here? Alright, what did I change? So SQL execute used to have a select type, SQL from, some wheres. Yeah, like what? What is not working about this? Shouldn't this still work? I don't know, this seems like it should do the right thing. I pass in a type. I pass in a from. Pass in an empty array. SQL line 76, that's where I am. 42. Match wanted type. Type given string. When matching argument 1 during a parameter auto bake. What? Does this return a string somehow? Did I break this? No, that returns a type. Good dog. Down. Good dog. Stay. Hey. Hey. Down. Stay. Some big dog action going on over here. Good dog. Good dog. Yes, 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 yes. Alright, I think I'm running out of steam. I'll push a little bit more on this, but man, I don't know. I feel like something magical happened earlier, and now I'm feeling a bit stumped. I don't know, I'll just comment out the tests for a sec. Does that help? Nope. Okay, that seems like a red flag. The fact that I still have a SQL execute. Here, this should just be SQL execute. Huh. Do I just have like a typo? I do. I might. Do I? What is this doing? That's gotta blow up, right? There's no way this works. Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. Wait, this is actually working, except it just didn't work in the test. And I don't know why it didn't work in the test. But if I just comment out the test for now. It's like finding users by ID. Okay, and can I compose these in like an interesting way? Can I be like, in here, can I say, like instead of just like the same scope over and over again, can I do like to-dos create with ID of 2? I don't know, with ID, yeah. Right, so this should give me like only it should generate SQL that has like a created after set in the after what, like April 1st, and matching like IDs should equal 2. Let me like make this print out the expression again. Oh. Uh-oh. That's it. Incompatible specializations of SQL WHERE. I should have seen that coming. Okay. Bummer. So you can chain together multiple identical SQL WHEREs. And then the static thing with one type is fine. But I bet if I want to be merging multiple WHERE scopes, I'll need to create like a really sort of bespoke data structure thing that I don't know if it seems like a very good idea. So maybe like a SQL WHERE needs to be a richer object. Alright. I think I'm ready for break time. Don't know why this entire test just gave up. That's pretty confusing to me. Let me undo this. And I'm still very confused about what's happening in that test failure. You know? What? Look right there. But I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna commit. Maybe I'll cover up this test first. Oh, but like won't even compile, will it? Yeah. To do, figure out why this is broken. Great. That. Nope. Where did it go? Cut this back out again. Don't need it. Okay, something is happening. I'm going to... What am I checking in? I'm consuming a scope. I'm messing with find ID column type slightly. Yeah, why not? To get rid of a warning. So that'd be like neat to test. Yeah, like that'd be a cool test. Can do that when I get back. Okay, I'm defining a SQL WHERE, and great. I love it. Deleting some code, commenting on a test. Pushing. Alright. I think I'm all done for a little while. Bye, everybody.